What's up, gang? I sure hope you're all doing well. Welcome back with yet another video. This time, UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. Extremely excited about this card. So, first of all, I know it's been a while since we last met over a video. It's been a while since the last pay-per-view happened, so I was just waiting for another pay-per-view to come across. So here we are, banger of a card. I mean, what we can say, it's been one of those cards where there was a last moment reshuffle, which we'll talk about obviously, and it turned out to be better than the one which was scheduled earlier. So I mean, it's great to be back with such an amazing card. Now, talking about this particular card, two main fights that we are looking at. One is the co-main, which is Kamaru Usman, 10 days notice to fight one of the most dangerous contenders in the UFC right now, Khamzat Chimaev. And again, a rematch of such a great rivalry, I would say, turning out to be one of the greatest rivalries. Pound for pound number one, pound for pound number two, Islam Makhachev versus Volkanovski. I mean, what can you say about this rivalry? First match was just such an epic match, and what a performance by both the guys. And I really first want to take a minute to praise both these guys who stepped up and saved the card in just 10 days notice. Both Usman and Volk, especially Volkanovski, I mean, stepping up against one of the best fighters in the name of Islam, a division above his regular division, and then 10 days notice, putting it on the line. I mean, he doesn't have much to lose in terms of he doesn't lose his title, but still, going again and fighting for the second time for the lightweight title. He doesn't know if he'll get another shot at it if he loses it, so it's a big thing. Taking it on a 10 days notice after a quick turnaround, I would say. And he just recently had an elbow surgery as well, so hats off. And hats off to Usman as well for taking against Khamzat. Now, straight away getting into the main event of our card, Islam versus Volk. Now, I'm going to talk about the ways through which Islam basically can win this match. So when we talk about Islam, so very heavy wrestling base, and a lot of submissions, not much knockouts in his record, a lot of submissions. So I can see this going a way where he submits Volk, which is not a very realistic option, but I can see the fight ending in that way. My best guess for Islam winning would be by a decision, just like last time. And when it comes to Volk, so I can see him winning by a decision, but I can also see him going there and shocking the world, just KO or TKO Islam. Now, when it comes to what are the three main weapons for both of these guys, so talking about Islam first. So for Islam, being a taller, rangy guy, being a southpaw, I would say the main weapon that he would have to keep Volk to his range would be just being southpaw, and the body kick in the liver would be a great weapon to keep him away. So the body kick would be there, and then also when he's southpaw and Volk is orthodox, he can also whenever Volk tries to come in, he can just throw a straight left. I think he was really successful with that in his previous match as well. And again, when you have such a range, you just have to wait for the other person to make some mistakes and try to close the gap. Also, I've seen this with Islam, he's really good with the clinch work as well. So especially in the last fight. As I said, it was great to see, so much clinch work. Those knees were landing all the time, and it was really affecting the fight, the way things are scored, especially in 5-round fights and individual rounds being scored. And if you take the last fight, it was pretty even, I mean, on the stats, but just because he was able to score something, Islam was able to score something significant every round, so he was able to take the round and score it for himself. So yeah, clinch work, knees in the middle. And when it comes to Volk, I would say, again, my favorite part of Volk's game is his feints. So he can just feint himself, take some reactions out of Islam, and make him make a mistake. Be aggressive with everything that he's doing, so that he has a lot to worry about. I would say stepping in and punching with a switched stance, which he did a lot and did in the first round of the fight, which almost was what considered a knockdown. Stepping in and punching, I would say inside low kick has always been great for orthodox going against a southpaw. So that should be his primary weapon. I think taking away the lead leg of Islam would do a lot of favor to Volk. So whenever he is orthodox, he can give troubles by his inside low kick, and whenever he's southpaw, because he does switch stance a lot, so Volk can kick the outside part of the leg as well. So I think that'll be perfect, just taking away, and I would say Volk's biggest weapon would be his cardio, but let's see how that works out, because cardio is something which depends on the conditioning, and since it was short notice, there wasn't a training camp, just 10 days, so we'll have to see how the cardio plays out. I mean, nevertheless, I think for Volk, if he has the control of the range, if he can control the range, and if he can just put his IQ in the mix, and when he's kicking him, or when he's getting kicked in the body, he can block it or capitalize on it by just mixing in some wrestling. I think that way he can definitely change the result of the game and just basically dominate him from the beginning. He has to stay aggressive. That's one thing which he has to make sure of, because he couldn't be that confident with his cardio and conditioning with a 9-day or 10-day training camp for a 5-round fight, which really matters a lot in a 5-round fight. My official prediction, however, I think would be, it's really difficult to count out Islam, especially after seeing him go 5 rounds, and we always had this thought that his striking is not as good, but we saw that he has a very balanced game. His striking is also high level, and so is his grappling, and now he has a chip on his shoulder, a lot of pressure. He has to make sure that he dominates this one because people have creeped in, they have started doubting him, and the whole Dagestani clan, to be sure, which is something that they don't like. I mean, they don't like people doubting them, so they would definitely, him and his team would definitely like to give them an impression and make it a dominating win. So considering he had a full training camp, his last fight was February, so he had a lot of time to prepare well, and he might have gone back and seen what difference he could make in the game plan with Volk after the close win, to make it a bit more dominating, and what he did wrong. And now the fans are in his favor, everything is in favor, so I see him, I think for him, I think he'd have to pace himself well, because we saw at the end the cardio wasn't that good in the 5th round. So he has to pace himself. I think he will have to use the counter punching because he knows that Volk has to get into his range to score, and he can use the counter punching, the straight lefts, the keeping him away from the range also. And yeah, I mean, he can also opt out aggressive plan where he just goes in and just with a wrestle heavy game plan and starts wrestling from round number 1 and just dominates him there and try to get a submission. So I see this fight going to the decision again, and the score lines or the stat sheets would be a bit different, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's because Volkanovski also strives in on those moments. So when the back is against the ball and everything like that, he's the man you can count. So let's see, very intriguing fight. So is the co-main, and so is one of the special moments for us Indians as a whole. We have a special fight in there. Our guy Anshul Jubli is making his pro debut in UFC pro debut. He'll be fighting in the early prelims, and his fight would be one to look out for as well for us. We wish him all the best for his first venture with UFC. Wish him all the best. May this be a great performance, and we expect him to make us proud, and he would definitely make us proud, and we are looking forward to his fight. So yeah, I would also like you guys to tune in and watch and support Anshul, and also I would love to have some feedback from you as well on this video. So yeah, until next time, see you guys.